Hey, what's happening? This is Aaron M. Sound, and you're watching Look Up, the show where I interject myself into conversations nobody asked me to be a part of, and I try to steer them in another direction so you might think about the things that are actually driving the root of the conversation and maybe see where the limitations are and what's actually causing the interactions, what's actually driving the social atmosphere that would even cause these conversations and their limitations. And who benefits? We talk about who benefits, or at least we're starting to. I'm just starting the conversation here. And today, smashing big stuff. I'm sure this has been around for a while. I can't believe that this is just sitting there. People watching it. It looks like it's getting views daily. It's got 21,000 likes. If you've been following me at all, I've been looking at the manosphere. The 6'4" hamster in a Miami leisure suit. Inside of a big plastic ball. Running around on a beach somewhere, trying to catch up with the ideals of 1956. That's the way I envision it, by the way. It's just what it sounds like to me. That's me in my HO. Just saying. Anyways, it's all ridiculous to me. I think it's all just confabulation and manufactured argument and an idea sphere made to focus in on a group of people that are subjectable to that sales pitch and all the things that go with it. It's pretty much what it is to me. You judge for yourself. Or not. It's up to you. I'm going to show you some things that are explosive. They're like, boo. This has been hanging out here. Andrew Tate's priceless reaction to Selena Powell getting kicked off the Fresh and Fit podcast. Woo. Fresh and mental fits. That's what they should be calling it. I guarantee you that studio smells like Axe and Foot. Axe body spray and Foot. Lots of Fendi. Just guessing. With the hint of desperation in the background. Because when you need this much show, when you need that many things, they used to just call it overcompensation. What are you overcompensating for? But now I think that the slightly younger generation, because he's in his like mid to late 30s, I'm sure he's well off. He's got all the good things. But the question is whether or not you succeed without those things at your disposal. And you're like, oh, but isn't that success? Whose definition? Whose definition are you living by? Yours? Or some standard model that may not apply to you? Really ask yourself that. Because we could go by the financial standard, but that's manipulated. It starts with nepotism, and that can be seen in the royalty. Boils down to corruption and controls. There's all sorts of things. But that's not the topic of the day. We want to look at this insane stuff that's going on that Andrew Tate says that seems to be completely ignored, or maybe not, by the manosphere. I can't ignore it. I think it's one of the most insidious criminal things I've ever seen put in video. That's why I'm putting it here. I'm going to send this around too, because this is insane that this person sitting in a prison cell right now, under the laws of Romanian justice, could possibly go ahead and say on YouTube proudly, and then think that it can't or won't come back to haunt you. And the question becomes, From me to you. From me to you. From me to you. Is this the mind and character that you want at the root of your belief system? Really? Let me pull a pearl on you. Is this the guy you want at the root of your belief system? Yeah, that was me intimating. Is that the character you want to emulate? Ruthless, vicious, a brawler, pimping people? I mean, to each their own. But if you can't see what comes with that, why someone would take that identity and run with it as hard as they can, then I'm concerned in the first place. If you need to feel the need to emulate that, there's got to be some compensation against something else in your life or experiences. Maybe wholly justified, but nothing justified viciousness or physical manifestation of abuse, fighting. I mean, like, look, if you're fighting in the ring because that's your gig, like this guy, well, he used to be, right? If that was your gig, okay, cool. But that doesn't apply in the street. You're an athlete. There's a arena for that. But when you're proud of being a physical abuser of other people to manifest controls and to show you as the boss, you're showing us your cards, man. You're showing how afraid you are. That's the talent. That's the actual talent you have to keep people around you. Force. Fear. That's not a talent. Anybody could do that. That's the most basic thing in human nature. And it's not something. Why? It's not a thing that actually keeps people around you. Anyways, I've gone on, and I'll let you judge for yourself, even though I won't, because I'll be talking over the whole thing. We're going to watch a bit of the precursor to the girl getting kicked out, which is, it's kind of like, that's what they do on their show. If you haven't watched Fresh and Fit, Maynard, I've watched a bunch of it. I should know his name. Marnie? Marlon? I don't know. Maynard. I don't know what his name is. And his friend, I was about to say home slice, but apparently people don't want me to say my colloquial statement, home slice. Because I use that for everybody. Everything. I will call a porcupine a home slice. The family of raccoons across the street. Baby home slice 1 and 2. All right. So, just to clarify, that's like bruv, bruh, bro. And I do mean bro, bruh. Okay? So, we're going to watch a little of the beginning of this so you get a vibe. What's going on? But the Fresh and Fit show. Fresh and Fit. How did I get here? Oh, they love to kick their guests out. It's part of the show. It's like Maury. And it's always, as they call it, some ratchet, crazy, entitled. And they give them drinks, so it's kind of hypes it up. It's all part of the show. I guarantee you. I know. And I'm sure the casting or the people they culled from are exactly who Maury Povich would pull from. It looks like the same group of people. Except in this case, it's pushing an agenda. And the agenda's cultural icon at this point, one of the main focuses beyond Kevin Samuels, is this guy Tate. And I would just ask you, as opposed to Samuels, do you really want to emulate this guy? Because Samuels has some decent ideology. If you're going to pick yourself up, and you're going to be real about the world, there's some things he says that I hate to say it. I hate to say it. But I can't disagree with him because he, as a debater, rest in peace, was a phenomenal. He was phenomenal. He knew how to quickly take either side. He was looking at both sides. He was a chess player. And, you know, I didn't come into this world until recently because I turned YouTube I can't speak English today. Turned YouTube off for a while and focused on life, reality, that whole thing outside of all of this manufactured world that we see. So it comes down to who benefits from all this stuff. Well, it all funnels up to somebody like Tate, but actually the rules that he's following are just, old pickup artist stuff. I think you've probably seen me say this. And in his case, it's old pimp stuff, including the violence, the abuse, which, yo. Anyways, first, observe with me the behaviors during this podcast and its humorous oddity. Ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cross-eyed mosquitoes, and bull-legged ants, I stand before you, sit behind you, tell you something I know almost nothing about. All right, here we go. Andrew Tate's priceless response to blah, 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 blah. Once again, hey, someone remind me to press the buttons. There we are.
Yo, let me talk. This
Okay.
is respectfully. I came on for Kay.
Clean this. Clean that.
Clean that.
No, we
let
will
her finish.
respectfully. We will respectfully.
My wrong.
That's not
his,
fair,
oh, she
my
said.
man.
You get off the show.
No, Kay.
All right, get out of the show.
Kay.
You can leave. Oh, she's
Kay,
crazy now.
get back on.
Did she just say she
Kay.
lives
She got it.
in that
Look at
apartment?
this.
Kay, get back
Well, this is
on.
I'm not gonna lie.
Content
She got
right
cake.
now.
It's hiding behind her.
Kay, get back on.
Goodness. Oh.
Yo.
Bye,
Okay.
Kay, get back on. Get
Oh,
back
look at
on.
No,
by the way,
she's
that-
leaving.
there's Andrew's
She's out.
daughter.
She's
That's
out.
a well-dressed
She's
man.
out. All right, cool.
I mean, come on. You
Okay.
can't lie. It's a handsome guy with
Yes,
a
I
black
do.
eye.
Yep. Actually, I own a lot of properties, but okay.
He owns a lot of
I
property.
own a lot of properties, but
A
okay.
lot of
I don't know about this
clean
fit, dude.
dudes
He's really not even
who
that
spent a
fit.
lot of
He's
time
like,
being clean.
Actually,
All right, you got to go now.
did people make
Because
fun of you
none
in
of
high
these
school?
guys
Now you
have
gotta
ever
go.
That's
had
what I feel like.
All right,
You
guys.
get
Now you
made
gotta
fun of
go.
in high
Building
school
anything.
This is
because
comedy right now.
I'm probably wrong. I'm just
Yeah,
assuming
don't
there's a
make
soft
me-
hand.
You gotta get off the show.
Hi. Hi, you're on camera.
Thank you.
He's like, should I get it before we go? Is our accent confusing?
And then there were none.
Thanks God they leave.
And then there were none.
And yeah, you listen to the other girls just like, oh, I'm moving over this scene. I get more in the shot. Oh my God. And they're like, don't take everyone's phones. You gotta chill.
Now, do you want to
'cause
give her her
She
bag?
doesn't have underwear on. Neither of them do. So this is part of the background of that. Like everybody who comes on this show is ready for something, and they know that there's men there who likely have a bunch of money. Or, by the way, notice the height between Tate and Minar.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, chat. Please like the video because
Fresh
right
is,
now my head is pain in the ass.
Short King.
Shout out to you guys. We got
There with you, 5'9",
5K
bro.
likes. Shout out to ladies.
Average height of the majority of the human race, 5'9".
It's right here. It's
The other 80%.
Is that true?
I
Is that
love
true?
definitely
these
pain in the ass.
Like about the podcast?
Like, let's
No,
film
yeah.
this insanity.
Guys,
Let's just put it on
go
our
on
channel.
Patreon.com.
No, for sure.
Stop
Sub to our channel. Like the
self-snitching.
damn video,
Yes.
guys. Right
Yes.
now we got
Stop self-snitching on
12,000 people
yourself.
watching.
Sir.
You don't want to say anything to
I don't want to say anything.
the chat.
No, he does. Oh, he's going to call Tate's
right here
brother.
to the
Say some
people
nonsense
watching us right now. Look into the camera.
for the nonsense.
You know, let me tell you something.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm tall.
No, I'm tall. Yeah, of course
Let me
you
tell
are.
you
And we all know. I'm sorry.
My brother-
Classic example. Yes, we know, doof. Yes, we know. You can be worth all the money in the world if you can't program your VCR, you're still a goof. Stupid people can make money too. Believe it or not, there's a whole echelon of idiots that just happened to pick the right thing. And that's where, if you ever hear me talk about some of this stuff, it's a lot of this stuff is luck. At the first stage of everything, it's luck and taking advantage of that luck. And then all the other stuff. Because you too can pull the wool right over your own eyes. Wow. Anyhow, great suit. No, seriously. You know. That's an expensive ass suit. And it's just, yeah, wasted. Because what are you doing? Going to the club? Going on a podcast? In a suit? Wouldn't find me doing that if I had that kind of money. I'd be doing the podcast, but probably in a loincloth. Because if you've got that kind of money, you can afford to be in a loincloth. That's all I'm saying. And if you're going to make a choice, I would say the choice that says, I'm here. I'm living it. Loincloth. That's me. In my HO.
And I used to run a webcamming studio. It's how we made our first $1 million. And I used to deal with crazy women all day, every day. But let me tell you something, man.
Because you were
These
pimping.
two, Fresh and Fit, work hard. These girls are nuts. These girls are insane. So I'm just enjoying the show. But yeah, these girls are absolutely crazy.
Black eye.
No,
so
they
your
are
brother
not
knocked
twins.
you in the face.
We're happy
Don't
they
even
live.
that's
totally
you want
bad.
to be on the podcast. I know this isn't how you want to be on the podcast.
By the
Maybe
way,
you'll see
I'd
me
just
in,
like to note
weeks to come.
how much chaos. Fresh and Fit chaos. Fresh chaos. With dudes who love working out together all day. Because you want to be fit. Because at night, then the girls show up. But during the day, with your bros just sweating, being men. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying you like to work out with other men in manly places, being men, and make sure that everybody knows how manly you are. Especially when the girls show up. You got to tell them how manly you are with your stuff and your money and how clean everything is. Because God forbid they know you've been sleeping with the entire table. Go for it. Good on you. Please, wrap up. Double wrap. In the case of my wrong, triple wrap. If you're anywhere in that sphere, take a Glad bag and just gaff tape. And then, vase, inside out. You got it. You got it. You got this, girl. Wow. I mean, really, truly, they should make an app like they had for COVID that lets people know in Miami if you've been on Fresh and Fit. So that there can be an advisory. You can make that educated choice. Oh, man. I got to actually go get the chem suit tonight. I'm going out with, she was just last seed with Fresh and Minar. Wow. 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 This is not the only wow you will see me say today. Wow. 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 Bruh. Talk about, the easiness of life rolling us back, devolving. Woo. Yeah, look at that little grin. He knows what's up. This man, I'm not going to lie. His business sensibility, good on him. Good on him, I guess. Wait, he's in prison right now. Oh, yeah. Take that back. Wow. Well,
But they're dealing with these crazy ass girls right now, and I just thought I'd hold the fort in the short term.
Holding
Wow.
the fort. And he's looking at a girl.
And asking about the black eye,
Why are
my
you
brother
saying
gave me that black eye. He'd give you worse if you were brave enough to fight him. So you can laugh if
Give
you want.
you worse if you were brave enough to fight him, because that's what this little world is really about. The most base behavior of humanity that you're supposed to drop when you're older than 3 feet tall. That culture and society has worked very hard for thousands of years to slowly mitigate the violent interaction and attempt to create a hierarchy out of viciousness. And although that does exist, that is a reality, we strive as a society, we strive as a humanity, as a species, to evolve out of that viciousness so that we can all get along. But at least, the vicious clowns wear a suit that we can recognize so we know which of those clowns they are. And I appreciate that. It's like wearing a stop sign. Yep, stop. Thanks. Appreciate. No, but yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. The question again becomes, is this who your character is being emulated by? Because they have money? They have the girls that you think you want? Look, this all looks like a good time. But 48 hours later, you want to go home. Trust. 2 weeks later, unless, of course, you haven't gone through it, then go sow the seeds. Get that out. If you feel like you can't, there may be some things that you aren't expressing or going to or finding because it's out there for you. I promise you. Don't let the manufactured message that's meant to make you feel bad about yourself get into your head. That's what these jocks who are still playing the jock game from high school and uni, trying to push into adulthood, are trying to keep over the heads of everybody else, the 80% that they don't want to consider. Well, the 80%, they have a better life. You could look at any metric you want. People living average life who are having average experiences live a happier life, because life is to be experienced. You could say that money makes it easier, yeah, but it doesn't make you better. It can bring joy, but it can also go away. It fluctuates, just like looks and health. It's about coming to a point of saying, I'm fallible. I'm human. I'm mortal. There's a youth in this ideology that still believes it's immortal. And I think, and I would gather, that these folks right now are starting to figure out, yeah, they're pretty mortal. And I would gather that some of their views are probably changing. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. Anyhow, I wonder how that prison time is going over there in your Romania. I wonder how much money he's having to spend to make sure he doesn't have anybody else in the cell. Because there's a couple of Romanian guys who just want to, for no apparent reason, just make a name. Wow, that's a dangerous situation. They know that. But it's got to be a lot of money spent right now on all kinds of things that you just let your mind roam. It's probably pretty too. All right. Yeah. And the important thing is at the end of this video, and I want to get there, so I should stop yapping.
Oh my God.
That's like these guys got a really
Did
good
you
setup.
hear what they say?
Lovely girl bringing me drinks, putting ice in them.
Yeah, isn't that nice of you?
Right here.
Pay no
do you guys
attention to
think?
the nonsense in the
Light version of
background.
Andrew.
Those-
Yo, he came in the suit.
Yeah,
guys.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
kind
Of course.
of
Came in the suit. He's nice in the polo.
Yes,
So you out here,
Tristan.
guys, you know
he
what
has
I
to
know?
peacock.
Alright,
His personality is zip.
Are we still live?
Oh my God.
Yeah, we are.
He
Okay,
drinks
so
Red Bull
I didn't like how this
as a
girl drew my
personality.
phone. Wait, what?
What?
She throwing phones.
She drove
Yeah, through our phones. 3 phones.
All right, guys. Fresh.
No big deal. I don't know if it's your phone, but it's my phone and
All right,
somebody's
Andrew,
phone.
if you
Well,
want
that's
to,
why you put a case on.
Andrew.
I don't know, but my phone was thrown.
Wow.
Just so
Hold
you know.
No,
Oh,
you're
her
fine.
phone.
Oh, someone's phone's been
Bianca,
thrown,
hold
like
the show.
mine. No big deal. It's not like I paid for everything on my own.
I'm so happy about that.
Like-
What do you want? A drink?
You know what's funny?
Love
What's
it.
funny is when
No,
they
what's
when they
funny?
said to me,
Andrew
Go
Tate.
ahead.
Andrew, you're the special guest, decide that I was gonna say, you know what, deep down I'm a gentleman. I think we should give him a second chance.
Yeah.
But she just wouldn't shut up for the 3 seconds I needed. I needed 3 seconds to save her. I was like, give me 3 seconds and I'll fix all this. I'll smooth it out. I'll be like, Myra, don't worry, she's a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
I'll be like, listen, baby,
Providing
chill.
safety.
You know, I would have,
No,
yeah, that's
no.
right. I would have been a gentleman about it all.
Safety.
But she was just start running her mouth, and now that's what
There's
happened.
a
No,
lot of
those girls-
effort.
Now with the girls in Miami.
In that show.
Now she's on the streets. So
Trust
that's the
me.
game. I think some of these girls who get thrown off kind of want to get thrown off.
Yeah.
I was
It's
just
of course.
It's kind of like a sadistic thing when they're like, you know, when a chick's in your
Just
face, like, slap
how
me, hit me,
you
I dare
say
you.
these
And she's
things
like,
for
and you're like, all right, I know
responses
you want
and
it.
reaction.
Beat it up, nigga.
Here
Catch
it
a
is.
charge. Girls come to me and go, yeah, beat it up. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. No, I mean it. No, bitch, I mean it.
Okay. This is where I got to take it down a notch. I do not in any way, shape, or form believe and or want to represent this person. But I must share this video because if you haven't seen how serious this is or how serious he is about this, then you may not know the viciousness of this human. And if you don't, I would ask you again, do you want to emulate the character of this person after what he says coming up here? Do you think that is what makes the world a better place, or you a better person, or a more winning personality if you follow and emulate what he's about to say? Just because it served him somehow? I would ask you this, to ask yourself if you're a grown person or a young man or a young woman listening to this. Or anyone, pretty much. I just gave you some alien watching the show. Thanks for joining us. Zeta Reticuli. Anyways. Look at the seriousness with which, I mean, he chose to add this video. This is on their site. I did not stitch this. People who live under these terms hurt other people. And they use it to control them and their environment out of fear. And it's one of the oldest gangster tactics. It's one of the oldest tactics of anyone who didn't have the capability of having other people work with them, and they knew it. So their only last tactic was fear through violence. And this is crazy. So please, do not hold it against me that I'm sharing this. I think that people need to see this because it's what is important to know about this person. And I can only gather that these words will come to haunt him. Once again, their stitch, not mine.
I guarantee I changed the way you look at sex forever. You're gonna be fucking crying. I won't cry. I bet you cry, bitch. I bet you fucking cry. Don't challenge me. You're effectively challenging me to a fight now.
Whoa.
You're saying I wouldn't cry. You're challenging me to a fight.
Sex is an act of violence with him. He thinks that it's a challenge to a fight. That there's an equivalence there. That's the root of this fresh and fit crowd. That's the root of the manosphere, or its main icon at this moment, now that Kevin Samuels has passed. And Jordan Peterson is really a religious character, more so than anything else. This is what they truly believe at their root, the Tates. Because their actions speak louder than even their words. Because if this is just bluster, that's even worse. That means if he was feigning and playing make-believe to plume and peacock around, that's even worse. Because he's trying to get other people to emulate so that he seems and gets more powerful.
You're saying I can't hurt you. You're out of your fucking mind? Because it's not going to be like, oh, hurt them enough so they enjoy it. No, I'm just going to straight hurt you. I don't even have to fuck you. Forget the sex part. That's a distraction. My dick can stay in my pants. I'll just start beating the shit out of you. How about that? We walk in the bedroom. I start kicking your ass. No sex. No sex involved. But you cry then. Yeah, you want to.
I bet you cry then. I'm sorry. This is freaking disturbing. I mean, he's dead serious. Clearly, this guy who was a USC boxer has done it. And at the end of this, you'll see his evidence of his backing up what he's saying. Because, of course, if you're a real man, you got to show your evidence. Wow. Bright guy. When you're thinking that hard about how to show everybody that you are what you want them to think or that you want to be, it lets everyone know that you're just holding your guards out. That's not who you are. It's who you want to be. And so you'll do anything to be that because you aren't that. You made yourself into that, and good on you for making something of yourself. But if you become a demon that hurts people and uses them up and steals their money or whatever, treats them poorly, uses that to climb a human ladder, what are you but the lowest rung of con man? The lowest rung of decrepit thief, because you couldn't even figure out how to make your con look legit without harming people to keep them in place. Horrifying, man. And here comes the evidence.
Distraction from the dick. Well, that distracts me. I'm trying to fucking fight. No, I just want to fight. Say that shit to me again. These hoes out of control. Can I say this on YouTube? Yeah, I can say this on YouTube. I've legitimately done that.
Sure, I guess.
Girls running their mouth. I just start beating the fuck out of them, not even having sex. They love it more than ever. They like it more. The less sex you have with them, the better. She asked for it.
Okay, look, I apologize.
You gonna do it again? Are you gonna do it like a man this time?
What do you mean like a man this time? Last time I beat you.
Pussy last time.
Like a pussy.
Yeah.
I beat you so bad, I've been called a woman beater all over the fucking country.
Well, to me, that was like a pussy. You need to do it like a real man.
And I just have to stop here. Yeah, and enjoy the view. That too. But more importantly, point out the disturbing relationship going on here. And he ends up calling her sick. But talk about toxic interaction. This is the dynamic that they're actually talking about when they're selling their ideas. This is the one that they really want. She wants to be beaten up. Apparently because the inaction, that's what they're selling. So I'm confused as to what other message we're supposed to get from this. Be a violent pimp. Wow. And nothing against the real pimps in the world, because their violence is nothing comparative to this, to be frank with you. And not to, false equivalency. I always point this out. But this devolves our conversation. This devolves our social equanimity. Because some people will never let it balance out, and they'll actively substantiate that imbalance with bad behavior and abuse of anything they can, and then a denial that what they're doing is just obviously messed up for everybody else except for them. Once again, it's about looking up to see who benefits. It's always going to be a tiny little group of, honestly, con men. Most of the time, though, the good ones, they figure out how to do it so none of you even feel. So none of us ever feel it. We just stand in our cage behind our ideology and our tribe and scream at each other. And in this case, this is a tribal leader of one of the concepts currently out there in the manosphere. And if you're watching what I just watched an admission of guilt about abusing and using violence against people to keep them in line. This is flippin' insane. Really? What is going on? And I found a quote today. Let me see if I can pull it up. I would like to share. Voltaire said, "Those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities." Let me say that one more time so you can take it in and chew on it and think about it, please, and make up your own mind. But I would say to you, those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. That said, I think we've all seen enough of this. I got to take a break for a minute. This is a short episode for me because, wow. All that. Man. Yo. Sure. I'm sure you could brawl. But what? These people are giving relationship advice. Trying to set up a little harem set for themselves. And by the way, notice where they go to vacation constantly. It's always Dubai because they got to go to the Arab world to feel like their ideas work. Wow. It says a lot. Go ahead, go there. Welcome to that. That's why there's different cultures and an acceptance of different cultures and the borders and boundaries between them. But in this case, this isn't healthy for anybody in the Western world. This is misleading. This is vicious people trying to sell a bill of goods to a bunch of folks who are just searching out an answer to why they feel alone, to how they can meet people. It's a manipulative, abusive environment, and I can't believe I'm here looking at it and watching people proudly admit this stuff. Wow. I don't know about you. But more importantly, I want you to think about who and how and what benefits from all of this. Look up, folks. It's really important. There's more to the story. There's more to just that. You want to emulate that? Is that what you want? Hey, each their own, but there are ramifications for each of our choices and accountability, whether you like it or not. I would also say that a lot of this is the death knell. It's the cry of a cultural obscurity now, a past culture making it let its last gasp for relevance. Don't ignore me. Look up, folks. Who benefits? A very few amount of people who own the cages that we stand behind. I'm Aaron Sound. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out the other videos. Make sure if you like the content on the other channels, go ahead, so like and subscribe. It's a equal place here on the YouTubes, and yeah. Sorry, I'm a little taken back. I gotta take a break. This is tough. What I just saw was disturbing. So make up your own mind. Send me some stuff. Maybe you got more evidence. Yeah. Videos that you'd like me to review and respond to. I've got about 300 in my list that I'm going down, and I've started to the manosphere. So like and subscribe. Keep watching. Thanks for joining me. Look up.